Hey, welcome. If you are like most people, you are going to believe that money is a thing. Now, for those of you who are Breaking Bad fans, and those of you who are going to be, don't worry, I'm not going to say anything that isn't going to become really apparent right away in the thing, which is this is Walter White, his character on the right. He's having a very hard time as a high school chemistry teacher, and he becomes a meth creator and dealer. And on his right over here is Skylar, and her job is to figure out how to launder it, except she can't. So she has the problem, and you might think, like, I want to have this problem. I mean, do you? Just maybe you do, but let me just help walk you through that. The problem is that she can't launder it fast enough. So she rents a storage unit and puts it all in there and drags Walter over there one day and says, we have a problem. So here's the deal. Part of what's going on here is that the basic idea is that money is a thing. It's a thing to have, to get, to hold, to hoard, to crave, to accumulate. And it actually isn't that. And the fact that people believe it's that is part of what's going on politically. Because if you believe that there's not enough of everything for everyone all the time, then of course you're going to have to hang on to all that you can for you and yours in a rainy day. That is a loving thing to do, except that it's wrong because there is enough of everything. We could all live in the state of Texas and have a 900 square foot apartment. That's the truth. All 8 billion of us. It's a math problem. Everybody could drink a gallon of water from the Great Lakes, and it would take us 2,000 years. This is everybody on the planet, 2,000 years before we drink it dry. We could desalinate water because that technology is known for everybody on the planet. It would cost about 50 cents a year to desalinate enough of the seawater, ocean water, for each person to have enough water every year, 50 cents, up to $2 in some of the more expensive places. So there are more, I could do more facts like that, but that's the absolute truth. So the mistake that we make around money is thinking that it's a thing when in fact it's really a current. It's like water. It's a carrier, a conduit of our intentions. That's not my definition. It's Lynn Twist's definition. But it's a really good definition. And when you start thinking that way about it, it's easier to explain why you don't why you don't have the kind of money in your life you might want to have. You might think it's because not enough is coming in. Maybe, but money is meant to flow. I mean, maybe it's being held on to too long too. It's becoming stagnant. What are they going to do with all of this money? They don't really know. It becomes toxic. It becomes like it's a thing that people use to dominate other people because they don't know that money is meant to flow. They don't get it. There's no joy in just hoarding and having it. If you have instead of a scarcity mentality, if you have a sufficiency mentality, it is natural to let it in. That's the part of sufficiency mentality people do not get. It's natural to let in the good stuff around you, to enjoy it and to let it go. A sufficiency narrative would never say we can't solve problems of people moving from place to place, which is the human norm across all of history, by the way, including you've been a migrant unless you live in the exact same house you were born in, you've moved from place to place to place. We all migrate, we all move. So accumulation is the basic idea that derives from the idea of scarcity. Of course, I should accumulate, hang on to, hoard, get more of, because, collect, because that means I'm safer or something. But that isn't really the case. You're basically safer to the extent that you have connection with other people, that you use money in a nourishing kind of way, in a watering kind of way. If you think of money like water, like it is meant to come in the right amount into the garden. Too much water is not good for a garden, too little is not good. So this enoughness, this sufficiency is what actually sets you free. And that's what I think people do not get. And those of us who on purpose try to live in a sufficiency mentality, we can tell you how much scarcity mentality is around, and it's basically everywhere, and it's bad for all of us. Anyway, move in the direction of sufficiency. Good things are meant to come into your life. Enjoy, let go. All right. Hopefully that's helpful. Share that with somebody that you think could use hearing it.